Salam be upon the ones who sacrificed their lives at Karbala.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, in association with the blessed month of Muharram-ul-Haram, we have brought a beautiful program in which we will get the honor of hearing about the circumstances and accounts of the battle of Karbala that occurred in Muharram-ul-Haram and the remembrance of the Ahl-Ul-Bayt. Allah Almighty has fixed 12 months in a year, amongst which 4 months are sacred. In the Holy Quran, Allah Almighty proclaims, translation, "Indeed, the number of months according to Allah is 12 in the book of Allah, from when He created the heavens and the earth, of which 4 are sacred. Amongst these sacred months, 3 are consecutive: Zulqa'dah, Zulhijjah, Muharram-ul-Haram, and 1 stands alone, Rajab." The Arabs, even in the age of ignorance, would honor these months and would consider war haram in them. Every time the month of Muharram comes, it refreshes our memories about the Ahl-Ul-Bayt. It reminds us of the sacrifices they made for the sake of the religion of Islam in the plains of Karbala. Ahl-Ul-Bayt sacrificed their lives for the safety of the religion of Islam. Who doesn't know the sacrifices of the Ahl-Ul-Bayt for the religion? Their patience, passion, courage, and steadfastness are matchless. They are the ones whose family made a great sacrifice for Islam in Karbala, and who bore thirst and hunger for many days and faced hardships. Just as they made sacrifices for Islam, we should also keep ourselves ready to sacrifice for the sake of the religion of Islam. These great people observe patience on every occasion. The devotees of Ahl-Ul-Bayt should also have patience and courage instead of complaining about their hardships. Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu anhu will be martyred in Karbala. This news had already been famous 300 years before the arrival of our Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This couplet was found written on a rock. Do the murderers of Imam Hussain radiyallahu anhu also hope that they will attain the intercession of his grandfather on the day of judgment? The same couplet was found written in a church of Rome, and the writer was unknown. In many hadiths it is mentioned the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was present in the room of Umm-ul-Mu'mineen, Sayyidatuna Salama radiyallahu anha, when an angel who had never come before arrived in his court after seeking permission from Allah Almighty. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Umm-ul-Mu'mineen, "Keep a watch on the door. No one should enter." In the meantime, Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiyallahu anhu opened the door and arrived in the court of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He radiyallahu anhu jumped and sat in the lap of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam began to show him affection. The angel said, "Do you love him?" The beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, "Yes." The angel then said, "That time draws near when your ummah will martyr him. You the land, and if you want, I will show you that land where he will be martyred." Then red dust, and in another narration there is sand, and in one narration it is mentioned that he presented him with pebbles. The Holy Prophet ﷺ smelt them and said, "It smells like anxiety and plague." Then he gave that dust to al-Mu'mineen and said, when it turns to blood, know that Hussein has been martyred. She kept that dust in a bottle. al-Mu'mineen radiyallahu ta'ala anha states, I used to say, what an extreme day it will be when this dust will turn to blood. Amirul Mu'mineen Mawla Ali radiyallahu anhu passed through the land of Karbala while going to Siffin. He asked its name. The people said, Karbala. He wept so much that the tears soaked the land. Then he radiyallahu anhu said, I arrived in the court of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I found the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam weeping. I asked the reason. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Sayyidina Jibreel came and said that my son Hussein will be martyred on the bank of the Euphrates in Karbala. Then Jibreel let me smell the dust of that place. I could not control myself, and my eyes became tearful. In one narration it is mentioned, Sayyidina Mawla Ali radiyallahu anhu passed by the place where the blessed grave of the oppressed Imam is now located. He said, here their mounts will be made to sit. Here their saddles will be placed, and here their blood will drop. Some youths of the offspring of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be murdered in this plain upon which the earth and heaven will cry. And then that is exactly what happened. In the same plains of Karbala, the flowers of the family of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were oppressed, but they remained steadfast with the truth. What great patience and tolerance they displayed in the plains of Karbala. Let's listen to the brilliances and traits of these personalities, which were stated from the tongue of our Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we will listen to the sacrifices they made in the way of the truth. Generally, there are many brilliances of the Ahl-Ul-Bayt alayhimur ridwan. This is the family which has a familiar relation with the final Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are the offspring of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 33, Allah Almighty proclaims, Allah wills only to remove every impurity from you, O people of the house of the Prophet, and make you absolutely pure by cleansing you. In this verse, the Ahl-Ul-Bayt refers to the pure wives of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First of all, because the entire discourse in the context is about them. Moreover, the Lady of Paradise, Sayyidatuna Fatimatu Zahra, Sayyiduna Ali al-Murtada, and Hasnain Karimain radiyallahu anhum are proven to be included in Ahlul Bayt. Sadrul Afazil, Mufti Na'imuddin Muradabadi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, after writing this verse in his book Sawanih Karbala, mentioned the opinion of scholars about Ahlul Bayt, and then said, as the pure wives of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are included in Ahlul Bayt, so those who have a lineage relation with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, i.e. his offspring, are also included in Ahlul Bayt. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a person does not become a perfect believer until I become more beloved to him than his life, and my offspring becomes more beloved to him than his own life, and my family becomes more beloved to him than his own family, and my personality becomes more beloved to him than his own being. One day the Holy Prophet ﷺ praised Allah Almighty and addressed and advised us. Then he ﷺ said, I am leaving two things amongst you. The first of which is the book of Allah Almighty, which contains guidance and light. You should take the book of Allah Almighty and hold fast onto it. Then he motivated us to hold on to the book of Allah Almighty. And then he said, and my Ahlul Bayt, I advise you to fear Allah Almighty regarding my Ahlul Bayt. In one narration it is mentioned that the book of Allah Almighty is the rope of Allah Almighty. The one who followed it remained on guidance, and the one who gave it up would be misguided. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "My Lord Almighty has promised me regarding my Ahlul-Bayt that whoever amongst them acknowledges His oneness, it should be conveyed to him that Allah Almighty will not punish him." The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "Love Allah Almighty because He gives you sustenance, and love me in order to attain the love of Allah Almighty, and love my Ahlul Bayt in order to attain my love." Subhanallah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "O Banu Hashim, indeed I asked Allah Almighty to make you brave, valiant, and kind-hearted. And I asked Him to show the path to those amongst you who are lost, and to grant you peace from those who scare you, and to feed those who are hungry amongst you till they are full. I swear by Him in whose power my soul is, none of them can become a perfect believer until he loves you because of my love." The final Prophet ﷺ said, "My Ahlul Bayt will be the first to arrive at my pond of Kawthar." The final Prophet ﷺ said, "The example of my Ahlul Bayt is like the ark of Nuh alayhi salam. The one who boarded it got salvation, and the one who was left behind was ruined." Mufti Ahmad Yar Khan Naimi rahmatullahi alayhi states, "The traveler of the sea needs an ark as well as the guidance of the stars, because ships sail in the sea by the guidance of the stars. Similarly, the Muslim Ummah is dependent on the Ahlul Bayt as well as requiring the holy companions alayhimur ridwan." The final Prophet ﷺ has said, "On the Day of Judgment, a person will not be able to move his step until he is questioned about 4 things. Number 1, about passing his life. Number 2, about using his health. Number 3, about spending and earning wealth. And number 4, about loving our Ahlul Bayt." Once Sayyidina Zayd radiallahu anhu was riding on a horse. When Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma held its stirrup, Sayyidina Zayd radiallahu anhu said, "What is this, O son of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's uncle?" He said, "We have been taught that we should honor scholars." Upon this, Sayyidina Zayd radiallahu anhu dismounted the horse and kissed the hand of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma and said, "We have been given the order that we must treat the Ahlul Bayt in the same manner." From this incident, as we learn how greatly the holy companions would love the Ahlul Bayt, at the same time we learn how greatly the Ahlul Bayt would honor scholars, that because of being a scholar, he held the stirrup of Sayyidina Zayd bin Sabit radiallahu anhu's horse. We should also respect and honor religious scholars. The final Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Teach your children 3 things. Number 1, love of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number 2, love of the Ahlul Bayt. And number 3, education of the Holy Quran." Sayyidina Ali Khawas rahmatullahi alayhi states, "Some knowledgeable people have even said, no matter how far Sayyids are from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with respect to the lineage, they have the right upon us that we would prefer their pleasure to our happiness, i.e. we would prefer their happiness to our happiness, and we would fully honor them. And when honorable Sayyids are sitting on the ground, we would not sit on a higher seat." The pious predecessors would be seen keenly at the service of Sayyids. Hence, when a Sayyid came to Sayyidina Umar bin Abdul Aziz radiallahu anhu for some task, on that occasion, he said to that Sayyid, "If you have some task for me, you should send for me or write to me. I am feeling embarrassed while observing you standing at my door." My dear viewers of Madani Channel, this is the requirement of the love for the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that we should love everything associated with him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Similarly, the love of the holy companions is also necessary. Only the one who loves Ahlul-Bayt as well as the holy companions is a true devotee of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From the time of the holy companions to this day, the Muslim Ummah loves the Ahlul-Bayt. Youngsters and elders, all of them greatly expressed their love for the Ahlul-Bayt. Allama Abdul Rauf Munawi rahmatullahi alayhi states, no such imam or mujtahid was born who did not attain a big share and distinct honor from the love of Ahlul-Bayt. Sayyidina Allama Yusuf bin Ismail an-Nabhani rahmatullahi alayhi states, when the leaders of the ummah have this way, then it is not befitting to any Muslim to remain behind. It is mentioned in the commentary of Khaza'inul Irfan, the love of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the love of his relatives are from the faraiz of religion. As we have just heard that the love of the Ahlul-Bayt is from the faraiz of faith, the holy companions alayhim ridwan used to honor and revere the thing associated with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The way the holy companions alayhim ridwan would express love for the Ahlul-Bayt would also be unique. Let's listen to a few accounts and sayings regarding the love of the holy companions for the Ahlul-Bayt. The holy companions alayhim ridwan would honor and revere Sayyidina Abbas radiyallahu anhu. They would stand up for him, kiss his hands and feet, consult with him, and would prefer his opinion. When Sayyidina Abbas radiyallahu anhu would arrive in the court of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu would leave his seat out of his honor and would stand up. On one occasion, the Ahlul-Bayt was mentioned before Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. So he said, I swear by him in whose power my soul is, treating the relatives of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is more beloved to me than maintaining the ties of kinship with my own relatives. Once Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu said, keeping the honor of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in view, honor the Ahlul-Bayt. Once Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu went to Sayyidatuna Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha's house and said, O Fatima, I swear by Allah Almighty, I did not see anyone more beloved to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam than you. And I swear by the Lord Almighty, after your honorable father, no one amongst people is more beloved to me than you. Subhanallah. Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah radiyallahu anhu said, even a few words of Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza radiyallahu anhu are better than the offspring of Abu Sufyan. He radiyallahu anhu stated tremendous brilliances of Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza radiyallahu anhu and the Ahlul-Bayt. Similarly, once Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah radiyallahu anhu held the hand of Sayyidina Imam Hassan ibn Ali radiyallahu anhuma and said, he is the most honorable amongst people with respect to his ancestors, paternal uncles and aunts, and maternal uncle and aunts. He would honor Sayyidina Imam Hassan radiyallahu anhu because of his resemblance to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu states, loving the offspring of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for a day is better than the worship of 1 year. Moreover, he used to say, amongst the people of Medina, the personality who has the most knowledge of Sharia, verdicts and inheritance is Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu anhu. Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu says, whenever I look at Sayyidina Imam Hassan radiyallahu anhu, out of the abundance of love, my eyes become tearful. Sayyidina Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu anhu was sitting in the shade of the Holy Kaaba. In the meantime, he glanced at Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiyallahu anhu, so he said, at this time amongst the people of the earth, only He is the most beloved personality to the inhabitants of the heavens. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, you have heard in the narrations that in what great manners the holy companions ﷺ would express their love for the Ahl-Ul-Bayt and would keep them more beloved than their own children. They would take care of their needs, present fine and fancy dresses in their courts, present precious gifts to them. Looking at them or hearing about them, they would spontaneously weep, praise and admire them, and would listen to their splendor and greatness from their acquaintances. Hence, we should also respect and honor Sayyids and the offspring of the Holy Prophet ﷺ abundantly. Take care of their needs, frequently remember them, and we should also teach our children to love and honor the Ahl-Ul-Bayt and the Holy Companions. There is no blessing in the life of the one who hurts the Ahl-Ul-Bayt. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, for the one who loves to have blessing in his life and that Allah Almighty would benefit him through the bounty granted by Him, it is compulsory to treat my Ahl-Ul-Bayt well after me. And the one who does not do this, blessing will be erased from his life. Ala Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi alayhi would tremendously care about Sayyids. Even when he would distribute something, he would give one to everyone, but two to Sayyids. Ala Hazrat rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states about himself, it is my routine that every year I perform sacrifice on behalf of my father rahmatullahi alayhi and give all of its meat, etc. in charity. And I perform one sacrifice on behalf of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and present all of its meat to honorable Sayyids as a gift. Amir of the Ahlus Sunnah, Allama Maulana Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadari, Damat Barakatuhul Aliyah, does not miss any chance to honor and revere Sayyids. If he is informed at the time of meeting that so and so is a Sayyid, he stands up for his honor. He kisses the Sayyid's hands and asks them to sit next to him. He even treats the children of Sayyids with a lot of love and affection. May Allah Almighty enable us to perform the actions of His obedience and the actions of His beloved Prophet ﷺ's obedience, and may He Almighty grant us true and firm love for the holy companions and the Ahl-Ul-Bayt alayhimur ridwan. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim.
Salam be upon the ones who sacrificed their lives at Karbala.